The Electoral Commission will today assume the role of chair of the Association of World Electoral Bodies for the next 2 years. And this will take place at the 5th General Assembly of World Electoral Bodies. And this conference is taking place at the Cape Town International Convention Centre. The assembly will for the first time take place on the African continent. And the association has a membership of 119 election management bodies from 113 countries. And South Africa will take over the helm from India after serving as deputy chair for the last 3 years. Now, SABC's politics reporter Natasha Piri is on this story for us. Let's cross now to Natasha just to give us context and also what we can expect at the conference today. Natasha, good morning.
Well, very good morning to you, Sakina. Of course, to our morning live viewers. You've actually stolen all the words that I actually had out of my mouth, Sakina, in that introduction. But of course, yes, we are in the heart of Cape Town at the International Convention Centre. And Sakina, a very important milestone for the Independent Electoral Commission here in South Africa, as they're hosting the 5th General Assembly of the Association of World Election Bodies, which was established in 2013. It is important, Sakina, because South Africa will be assuming the role of chair from India, and of course we expect that handover from the chair of the AWEB from India, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, to actually then hand over the reins to the IEC chair, Mosotho Miepa. But we're actually joined by somebody who's no stranger to the media, Mr. Glenn Mashinini. Thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. A milestone for South Africa, more especially because we've been ranked, I think, second on the continent after Cape Verde for running incredible elections on the continent. Just break it down for viewers and for those who don't know how important this is for the country, especially for the IEC.
Indeed, it is a distinguished accomplishment by us as South Africa and the Electoral Commission of South Africa that the world body such as the AWEB, which is the association of 120 countries that have electoral IECs or electoral commissions. The association is represented here by no less than 110 countries. And this is an important world body in that it brings together these institutions who are responsible for democracies around the world. And therefore, it's an opportunity for exchange, it's an opportunity for networking, which then helps to enhance each member association to be able to strengthen its work and its ability to discharge its constitutional responsibilities.
Mr. Mashinini, I find the theme of the conference to be very, important, safeguarding election management bodies in the age of global democratic research. And I mean, this conference comes at a time, or the General Assembly comes at a time where the electoral integrity is actually being questioned.
Absolutely. This is truly the biggest threat that we face as democracies, is that there is an emergence around the world of the trend that is indicating that we should be concerned that the democracy is not eroded. And therefore, this gathering, we have brought together some of the best scholars, the thinkers, and practitioners in the field to actually exchange and share what exactly scientifically and otherwise are the developments and the patterns, and therefore come up with measures and programs of how do we fortify these institutions, how do we strengthen the electoral management bodies so that they can continue to be custodians to the democracy that the world and we as people of the world, and including us here in South Africa, that we should never lose having a democratic right, that our vote and our views are heard, and we are in a position to hold those who are in office to account. If they don't serve us, if they are not able to do the job, we can remove them, and without fear, favor, or anything.
Mr. Mashinini, South Africa will be assuming role of chair, but also this also runs parallel with the IEC preparing for the elections, which is just around the corner, 2024. Will this not pose a challenge to the IEC?
interestingly, we are now the chair of the Association of World Electoral Management Body. I am actually the former deputy chair of the Association of the World Electoral Management Body, where I've served for the last 2 years. Yet we have ran 2 elections during that particular period. We have the capability, we've got the ability, South Africa can do it, and the IEC is demonstrated to us as a nation and to the world that we've got what it takes. It's just that we should put our effort, put our minds, and we'll remain a proud nation.
Let's also talk about preparations going to, the 2024 elections. It's been dubbed as a watershed moment because of the 2020 Constitutional Court ruling that declared some parts of the Electoral Act as unconstitutional. We now have independents that will be taking part in those 2024 elections. In terms of the candidate nomination system, I mean, I think the IEC actually has its work cut out for it. You'll have to include independent candidates on that system. I mean, how are the preparations going?
Well, Natasha, there's a standard response, which is the Electoral Commission can never say it's never ready. We are ready for any election, any time. But having said that, I think what is important to us is that we would like to have the certainty. At this stage, the process is with Parliament. And we need that certainty must be made, a decision and the law passed.
Because time actually is running out and actually might compromise the integrity of the 2024 election.
Well, you saw what time lags can do to the Electoral Commission with what happened to us with the constitutional...
Mr. Mashinini, unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut you short. I'd love to have this conversation, but we will catch up with you later on. Well, Sakina, with that said, I do implore our viewers to stay tuned to this all-important conference. Of course, President Cyril Ramaphosa will be delivering a message, a recorded message, and we expect the former President Thabo Mbeki to actually close this conference tomorrow.